Ever feel like, drug development, it's like this giant puzzle, right? A million pieces.
Yeah,
And some pieces are like way more important than others.
absolutely.
We're talking about one of those today, regulatory starting materials.
Or enzymes.
RSMs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about APIs, active pharmaceutical ingredients. That's the stuff that actually makes medicine work.
Right.
And the RSMs are like the bedrock of that.
Precisely. The core ingredients, the stuff that makes up the API.
So it's not just what are they, but like when do you figure out what they are? That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's a really critical point, and it's often overlooked. Defining those RSMs, when you choose to do it, it's a huge decision. It has a ripple effect on the whole development process.
Wow. Okay, so we're
Well,
going to break down like when to define them before you even think about talking to the FDA, during development, way at the end.
it's like a roadmap to help you navigate these decisions.
Okay, so first up, pre-IND, like before you even say the word drug to the FDA.
Right. And this stage, it's all about flexibility.
Oh, really?
It's like sketching ideas before you have the detailed blueprint. You can adjust, you can change your mind, you can react to new data.
But isn't that kind of scary? I mean, you're out there, no guide rails.
True, it's less about concrete guidance from agencies, more about using your scientific know-how, understanding the chemistry.
So what happens if you get those early RSM definitions wrong? Like, what's the worst case scenario?
You're talking major rework down the line. Imagine changing a key ingredient after you've already built the factory. One company I know, they had to slam the brakes on clinical trials, almost a year delay, all because they found a problem with their RSM definition way too late in the game.
Okay, so pre-IND, it's a balancing act for sure. All right, let's move on to post-IND, but we're still preclinical trials. What's different in this stage?
So now you've got a bit more of a plan. You understand the drug's behavior. You've got some manufacturing ideas brewing. You're getting ready for testing. So defining your RSMs here, it's less of a shot in the dark.
Right, like you've gone from rough sketches to actual blueprints.
Exactly. And it builds trust with the regulatory folks. Shows them you're thinking ahead.
But there's a trade-off, right?
Always. Less flexibility. Any changes now, you're going to need a good reason, more paperwork, potential for delays.
Okay, so timing is everything. Last scenario, late-stage development. You're about to hit that submit button. What's the deal with RSMs at this point?
You're swimming in data at this point.
Yeah.
Clinical data, manufacturing data, stability studies, you name it. You've got solid evidence to back up your RSM choices.
So high confidence, but changing your mind about RSMs now, that's going to be a nightmare, right?
Think trying to swap out the engine of moving car? Possible, sure, a good idea. Absolutely not.
So we've looked at 3 different stages. What's the takeaway? What should our listeners really remember about RSMs?
There's no magic formula. It depends on the drug, the development strategy, your risk appetite. And talk to your team early and often.
R&D, regulatory, manufacturing, everyone's got to be on the same page.
Exactly. Teamwork makes the dream work, especially when you're talking about something as complex as drug development.
So next time you hear about a new drug, remember RSMs. They might be behind the scenes, but they are crucial.
Couldn't agree more.
And as always, to learn more about the fascinating world of drug development, check out the show notes for links and resources. Until next time, keep those brains engaged and those questions coming.